Hey everybody, Dodger here. Welcome back to Formula One 2018 as we head to France with McLaren. Here's a little look into how the R&D progress is going for all of our teams here. A really tight field. I keep commenting on this, but honestly, it's kind of getting ridiculous. The spread of this field is getting narrower and narrower as we go here, so it's kind of anybody's game right now. Haas is certainly still the best. Ferrari has kind of stalled a little bit. Red Bull has caught up quite a bit. And Force India has shot right up there into being a real contender. We have a couple upgrades coming to the power unit in, I believe, Austria, I think is the week that we'll have that. So that'll be nice. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. Let's head to qualifying here in France. We are doing shorter races for the rest of the season. I saw there was some...
Welcome to qualifying for this weekend's French Grand Prix.
Yes,
the teams
yes,
are making their last-minute adjustments before the lights go.
I saw there was some increase in dislikes on Canada there. Maybe because I didn't disclose. But yes, we're doing shorter races for the rest of the season. There's going to be some weeks we do 3 races per week. We're just going to really just plow through this season. I could have said, hey, you know what? We'll just play this season through to the point at which 2019 comes out and just stop it. But I'm really enjoying this season. I really like the dynamic of our team here. So I want to see this through. I want to play this out for the rest of the season. A very interesting track this is here in France. It's a track that I dislike the way it's set up. I dislike the asphalt for days way that it's been made. It's like a huge parking lot with some curbs around it. However, I've kind of learned to like the layout a little bit. Once I learned the basic layout, there's some parts of it that I really like. However, there are some parts of it that I really don't like so much, including this turn 1 entry, which is oh so blind. That actually wasn't really good. And that last turn as well, I'm not a big fan of, but there are parts of it that I kind of enjoy. It took me a few seasons to come around to it, but I'm getting there. Top curve here. Alright. Let's drive it down into that chicane. I need to get everything I can get out of the car here. I've been so disappointed with our qualifying efforts this season. So often it feels like the car has more speed in it than what we end up showing. Really drive it into here. Get that curb, that's really important. Nice drive out of there. That's beautiful. I hope this lap ends up being good because it's felt fantastic. Keep it on the curb. There we go. Oh, I didn't get DRS open enough.
Fantastic.
30.1.
Fastest lap.
We're quickest right now, but that's gonna drop down. But that might be enough to get us easily into Q2. At least I hope so. I'd like to only do 1 run. Alright, good. P8 and Q1, so we have made it to Q2. Looks like we're probably going to be fighting for top of Q2 at best, if I had to guess, but we'll see. Not a great start for our Q2 lap there. Hopefully that doesn't affect us too much. Getting a good turn 1 is everything. I remember that super dangerous pit road here. They are actually fixing that. Apparently for this season, they are reconfiguring pit road there, so that's no longer such a dangerous exit and entrance, really. Car felt really good through there. Other Formula One news is that they are apparently heavily considering dropping Catalunya off the calendar and going back to Zandvoort, or as I call it, Sandfort, which is a letdown to me because I love Catalunya, but I don't really like the chicaned version of it, so it's not a huge disappointment. I just don't know the Sandfort's going to be very good for Formula One either. Such a narrow, tricky track. Lost the front tires pretty bad there. Oh, I never went down to mode 3. So I'm going to be out of energy on the front straightaway here. Should we get a good exit? One of the best exits I've had, actually. A 29.8! Holy crap!
Just put in the fastest lap. Good job.
Holy, that felt like an awful lap, but it was beautiful. All right. Wow. Boy, I was going to be heartbroken if we didn't make it to Q3 with that lap, and it was darn close. This is what I'm talking about. This field is so close in performance. A 29.5, first. A 30.4, 14th. Like, it is insanely close right now. Grosjean makes it to Q3, but Magnussen gets knocked out. That's interesting. But 0.5 of a second separated the top 10. That's insane. Getting cloudy here. I'm going to go out immediately. I'm worried about rain. I didn't even look at the forecast. But that's a sudden heavy onset of cloud cover. Bit worried about sudden rain. Here we got the loose marbles in the engine. I'm probably going to throw a new ICE in the thing for the race, because I feel like this is one of our car's chances for a podium, judging by performance today in qualifying. So I might as well give it all the beans. Nobody exiting pit road, we're good. Speaking of all the beans, that was all the revs. Boy, that was a beautiful run through there. I don't know if I got back to the gas soon enough for the straightaway. Drive it down into the chicane. That is the latest I have ever braked for that. With this car, at least. So if it pays off. Free here. I don't know if that was any quicker. I feel like that inside line is better, but didn't feel too incredible right there. Kicked the back end down a little too much. Oh, we're out of the 29s. 30-0. That's gonna be 10th place though, I believe. Do I try again? Sure, why not? Long qualifying today, but honestly, qualifying is still one of my favorite parts of Formula One. I just love the format. I really like the ability now to push the car to the very limits. The way they have the tire rules set, it's really good. I enjoy it a lot. In many ways, I enjoy watching Formula One qualifying more than the races. Not a great exit there. Not a lap breaker, but certainly not a lap maker. Oh no! That's gonna kill our run on this straightaway. Nah, that's gonna ruin our run. So I think that's good for our qualifying.
Almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and Kimi Raikkonen completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ocon, Ricciardo, Romain Grosjean, and Hamilton, Red, Verstappen, Perez, and Fernando Alonso, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Carlos Sainz, and Bottas, Leclerc, Sirotkin, Marcus Ericsson, and Pierre Gasly. Hartley and Lance Stroll rounds off the grid.
This is our engine supplier's home Grand Prix. Let's give them a race worth watching.
Oh, so it is. I didn't even consider that fact. That's interesting. Oh, this race. Oh, good. Cloud, 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 sprinkle cloud. So we think it's going to be one of those ones where we end up not going to intermediates, probably, if the forecast holds up. Cool. Well, this is the best qualifying we've had in a long time, so let's try to make the most of it at a track that I'm pretty good at racing at. So I'm excited for this one. All right, we're gonna want a really good start here. Those were quick lights. However, we got off the line really well. Let's throw it in Rich Mix. Oh, Hamilton. Bit rude, my dude. Oh man, talk about fighting it. Ay, ay, ay. How did we avoid contact there? I don't know the answer to that.
Looking good from the start.
Sector 3 is where our car is the fastest around this track. I was purple in Sector 3 almost every single run. Let's see if that carries into the race. The way it drives out of this turn especially. Bit too much curve there. Certainly seemed like we've caught up a little bit. I did decide not to change the engine. It only had 60% on it. Seemed like a little wasteful.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the super softs.
It's going to be a very quick race here today. Can't hop that curve to the inside. It just washes the nose out too much. This car just seems very, very stout in the braking zone, which is entertaining because it sets up some really, really good passing opportunities.
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
Yeah. We'd have to have power to notice a loss of it. I mean, you're doing great, Renault. Thank you for being our engine supplier here in France. I feel like I could potentially make something of Vettel here. I really do think this is an opportunity for us to get a podium if I really play this race correctly and don't screw up too much.
Okay,
Not
entering
quickest,
lap
wow.
3 now. DRS has been
Those Forcinias are
Check
quick
your
here.
MFD for a new strategy option.
They're probably going to want to short put us here, which is smart.
Got that confirmed.
So we're going to pit this lap. Be Getting stuck behind Vettel here, not doing us any favors. But with DRS, we might get around him. Maybe. Got a good draft, too. Ooh.
We're expecting rain in around 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, I forgot all about that dynamic. That's gonna be interesting. Or he's going for a draft move here, but I don't think he's quite got enough of a run. Oh, I'm wide. I trusted the car in that turn so much. I trusted it too much. Hi. Yeah, I trusted it too much. It's not a Haas. It just didn't have enough grip on the older tires to stick there. I hate that pit entry. I'll be so glad when that's changed. We're the only ones that pit. Everybody should pass us here. Like, we should be at the very tail end of the field. Fantastic news. With a little bit of extra fuel to use, I'm going to go out of the pits right into Rich Mix. Get the speed well.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
That really shouldn't be a problem. I need to turn an absolute hot lap right here. Get these tires immediately up temperature. So these set of turns should do that. Slight problem in that their tires aren't worn enough to be really down on pace yet.
We're accumulating some wear on the MG UK. To manage this, we'll need to lower our ERS deployment mode.
I am not going to do any of those things, to be honest. Let's see what I can do out of traffic. Hopefully we can drive down into here like we like to. It's such a fine line there. Here as well. That was pretty darn sporty. Wide in the last turn though. Just trying to get every ounce of this car out right now. Okay, we are right behind Grosjean here. That seems like for cars that have only hit on this lap, we've already done some undercut, so that is good for us. Unless it was Grosjean behind us, that would be bad news for us. This draft is going to be good news for us. That was worth taking the warning because he had missed that turn completely. I didn't want to get taken out. I gotta watch those though. They will give you a penalty for too many off tracks, and I think we're at 2. So the rest of the race, I need to be on track. Oh, it's one of the Ferraris there. I didn't see who. Well, in the grand scheme of things, I think that moves us up a position. I think. Haven't really been paying attention to that, to be honest. Alonso's in the pits now. It's a very short pit road. But if he were to have beaten us out of the pits, that would be real bad. Looks like we're good.
7.5 seconds.
Very careful with the off tracks. I think we're in an amazing position right now if I can manage the off tracks. That is challenge number 1 right now. Grosjean will probably get around us, and that's okay.
Okay, we're reaching a danger point with the wear on the MGU-H. Overheating the engine will exacerbate the issue, so keep the temps under control.
I hope there's an option in 2019 to, like, customize the things that they tell you. I want that information before the race or after the race. I don't want that information during the race. Boy, we are burning through some energy today. It's probably the wear on those items. We're not recovering as much as we were. Oh, I keep screwing up that last turn. Alright, we got
We're leading our teammate
Ocon
by
in front of us,
10.3 seconds.
having just come out of the pits. His tires are not quite up to snuff yet. A little bit of aero wash right there. Some fuel to burn.
Okay, car ahead is now running the Super Soft tyre. That's the Super Soft on the car ahead.
Hey, thanks, Jeff. Boy, that extra speed into there was not what I was prepared for.
We pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
That's okay. I'm moved from the draft. Not much I can do about that. There you go. There you go, Cone Dodger. Much better. Finally hitting that last turn, right? Didn't get the first turn wrong.
Engines showing small signs of wear. Power output will be down.
Small signs, really? This is definitely a hyper-focused kind of track. It's so hard to find your marks. That power difference, though. Hopefully I can hang with this pack.
The rain is a few laps out yet.
They get to
but
racing.
It is coming. Be careful.
Be careful. I don't know if I've ever heard that message before. I'm hoping, following
We
them,
have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
using the draft to stay with them, will help me save a little fuel, save some energy, and make a late race charge, assuming the rain doesn't mess us up. That's a pretty significant power difference right there. That's more than a little. Boy, that battle up front is wild. I've never seen a Formula One race like this. 4 cars racing for the lead. Honestly, I'm not racing for the lead, but I'm here. I see it.
Ocon's taken the lead.
It has. It looks like he's trying to run away with it. My ability to run it down into the braking zones is saving me. Hopefully this rich fuel mix for a little while will help me as well. When I get that turn right, it's really right. That's close plus some. Ah, Vettel's within DRS range now. That might put us in a bad position. He has a fast car. That sucked. I had to lift to not run into Ocon, who was running wide. That really sucked.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
I mean, it worked out in the end. But basically everybody in front of me messed up all at once. And it was real ugly. Oh, Vettel got around. I think I might have seen Perez kind of really get the short end of the stick in that fight. What a race it's been, though. This would be a crowd favorite right here. Paul Ricard produced a race like this. I don't think anyone would ever complain about it again. That power difference. It's gut-wrenching. Illegal
maneuver, cede that position or receive a penalty.
Come on. That was totally not illegal. And there goes Vettel now, chopping me off. My tires were on curb. What a letdown. Thought I was about to spin out in the middle of the turn there. That is not the right side of the track. I'm out of fuel though. Frick. That was the wrong place to adjust it. Just sliding through that whole section. Let me guess, that was illegal too? No? Not yet. Where did you come from?
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
I wasn't sure if I was going to get it there. Did I not get to lane or standard mix? I didn't. I thought I had and I didn't. There's the sprinkles. Oh, man.
Ocon's moved into first place.
Those two are still going at it. Boy, if I see a lacquer grip before they do, it's going to be a bad time for us. We're very, very close on fuel.
Final lap of the race.
There, we might run out, like, out of the last turn. Sprinkles.
Okay, gap ahead is 2.7 seconds.
That is a problem with this video game. Player sees rain before the AI do. Here comes Magnussen. He didn't quite get it in there. Now he's gonna have to fend off that Force India. We're at negative 0.00. We're at 0.00. It was gonna be 0.1. Alright, watch for slipperiness down here. Oh, it's there. It's slippery. Just block. Block like crazy, Cone Dodger. Didn't let it spin up the rears too much. Heck yeah! We earned our paycheck today. This paycheck will be taken by the machine
Top job, my
and
friend,
all the rights
top
to any
job.
video that I
I
post
was
to
a bit
YouTube.
worried about
Yay!
this one at the start of the weekend, but you pulled through. Thank you.
Whew, for France!
Great win then for that Haas team today.
For Renault. Whew,
And
what
Anthony
a
Davidson,
race!
give me your thoughts.
Grosjean's the
How
winner.
did they accomplish this result?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They
Sure.
were able to keep the
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be Haas picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for coming out on top in that amazing Grand Prix.
Now that's a podium right there. All right.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects
Alonso
the Drivers'
P8.
Championship.
Oh, he had a penalty.
It's a good result for Sebastian Vettel, who moves
Interesting.
further
Yeah, I
ahead
thought
at
he
the
was
top
further
of the
up than
table. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Let's give it to Kevin Magnussen. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
Fine.
And now
That's
let's
fine.
take a look at the constructors'
whatever.
standings. We saw a dip in form from the
Hey.
championship leaders today. Their lead has taken a significant blow. There was also a strong showing from the Mercedes team today as they make their way up the standings. Well, what a weekend that has been. Please join us next time for another thrilling installment of this Formula One season.
Ahead of Alonso, and we are up to 4th in constructors. Force India is looking really, really strong right now. That's going to be a tough one to beat, but a podium from a 7th place start. The podium is from 5th, 3rd, and 7th. Pretty wild there. Pretty wild race overall. I certainly enjoyed that one a lot. There was plenty to offer in that one. Let's view that replay. I don't quite remember if there was anything too dramatic at the start, but it certainly got interesting as the race went on. I hate to say it, but I really like racing here. It's just a track that has, I think because the AI aren't great here, there's some places you can pull off some moves that would never happen in real life, but those moves feel so good, including these outside passes right there. That corner I was using to my advantage quite a bit. And then doing the round the outside through here on quite a few different cars. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Everybody grinding the ground. I have this car slammed in the front, by the way. A lot of people have noticed that, but I have the right height in the front of this car just to like hard part status. Trying to get the thing to have aerodynamics. It works. It seems to work. Boy, oh! Boy, the nose wanted to push out there, didn't it? It took a few laps for me to really kind of get sorted. Once we did it, and that early pit stop, it was a good effort. All right, that'll do it for our race in France. Join us again this weekend as we continue our pursuit for a win with McLaren. That would be nice.